Science cannot explain Mary's greatest miracle. This is something that every Catholic should know about, but most Catholics don't. This miracle is so incredible that if it weren't scientifically validated with living witnesses, I don't know if I would believe it. On August 6, 1945, the first atomic bomb ever to be used in warfare went off in Hiroshima, Japan. It killed 140,000 people instantly and vaporized everything within a mile radius. Except just 8 blocks from ground zero, 1 kilometer, there was a house that was inexplicably left standing. And inside of that house were 8 Jesuit priests. Now, this is where things start to get interesting because the science doesn't lie. Dr. Stephen Reinhardt, a nuclear physicist with the U.S. Department of Defense, investigated this case, and here's what he found. At their location, the temperature would have reached 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to instantly burn any clothes you're wearing right off of you. The air blast pressure would have reached 100 psi. To put that in perspective, at just 20 psi, limbs will be blown off. At 80 psi, even reinforced concrete is toast, and they were exposed to 100 psi. And they had no serious injuries to speak of. Now, obviously this scientific data is almost unbelievable, but what's more incredible is what the priests themselves actually had to say about this. Father Hubert Schiffer, who was the leader of the community, said this: "It was like being, quote, hurled through the air, whirled about like a leaf in autumn wind. And when he opened his eyes, everything around him was leveled to the ground." But despite all of this, he had no injuries except for a few scratches. And on top of this, the doctors who investigated him told him he would soon die of radiation poisoning, but he lived another 30 years in perfect health. After investigating, Dr. Reinhardt was so amazed he said this, quote, "There are no physical laws to explain why the Jesuits were untouched. From the laws of physics as understood today, or at any time in the future, it must be concluded that some other external force was present whose power is beyond current comprehension." Now, this is the piece of information that I've been saving to the end, and it's the key that explains all of this. When the priests themselves were asked why they survived, they said this, quote, "We believe we survived because we were living the message of Fatima. We lived and prayed the rosary daily in that home." The most powerful weapon ever created by mankind, a device that released the power of 15,000 tons of TNT, creating temperatures hotter than the sun, was powerless before the Blessed Virgin Mary. To put it simply, the rosary is more powerful than any nuclear bomb. And the Blessed Virgin Mary promises her special protection to anyone who prays the rosary daily. These 8 priests were living proof. So I challenge you to learn from this story and start to pray the rosary every day and send this to a friend who you want to join you. God bless.